life, wisdom.
Psychetruth massage.
This is Athena Jezik, and my hands are probably a little cold. So, checking out the abdomen. I'm going to show you a little bit of fluid movement on this as well today. What I'm doing here is just mapping, and I'm feeling a pretty sluggish flow actually, so it would be good to do a little bit of fluid movement on the stomach. And we've pretty much opened it up, but we'll open it up again. And of course, this is Athena Jezik out of Austin. Hoping to give you viewers things that will be beneficial for you, and you can participate in helping us with your comments and thumbs up. This is over the spleen and pancreas area, just giving it a little bit of drain, and over the liver. The liver catches a lot of stuff, so if you've had a lot of food that you don't usually eat around Thanksgiving time, your liver is probably being worked a little harder than usual. So I'm draining it, and this is just getting a hold of the liver and giving it a circular motion. There's a bit of a directional push that you have to do with this to be effective, so you don't just spin this around. So we just continue to do some of that. I'm also going to do a little bit of massage. So when I do combine these, I do one and then the other, and I will put a little bit in, integrate it in if I need to, but usually I stay pretty pure when I'm working one to another of the modalities. And again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is. If you're going to do more than one modality, take the time and learn it. Learn it well. Because when you just hodgepodge things together, you don't really get anything done for anybody. It just kind of, it feels good, but it's not going to give the kind of results that you may need to give. These stomach massage works and all of that are very good for people who have had any kind of surgeries, some people that get tummy tucks, all of that. The lymphatic work is extremely valuable to help the healing process and to get some of the superficial lymph vessels back intact. Oftentimes there's a lot of fluid that's around surgery areas. So this is just a little draining, checking, and it's much better flow already. So she's had some congestion and weather changing, holidays, stress, all of that stuff. Okay. Now to take it into the muscles a little more. So we've moved the fluids, and now we're going to move into going into the organs. You have 3 sets of stomach muscles, a deep set, and then you have another set that twists your body. And then you have the top layer, that's the layer that, will look like a washboard. Now the intestinal tract, you want to be mindful when you're working the abdomen, especially when you go in with a little bit deeper pressure, that you have an understanding of where the organs are. You have this ascending colon where things come out of the small intestine, and it's going to ride up and around. So you want to be sure that you're going to move in that direction. However, when you're doing any kind of fluid movement, you have to open up where you're going first. So you're moving things down this direction. And this is a regular type of more muscle work or organ work rather than lymph work, but I'm applying the directional stuff because it seems to work better doing that. I'm taking little segments and pushing it in the direction it needs to go. But the reason I'm going backward is to open up the area that this stuff needs to flow into, rather than backing it up into a space that might be blocked. Everything is needing to be opened. And then we can take the fingers and kind of tuck underneath this area. And again, even though I'm coming up with it, I'm also doing a little directional work. There's many directions that the hands go that are not easily seen, something that could be explained. And my plans are to explain a lot of this work out much more detailed. But in order for that to happen, there has to be a little bit more work that I need to figure out exactly how to do that, because it's not an easy thing to explain. So if you are into the body working work, you can begin to experiment by just what you're feeling. Just begin to check out what's underneath your hands. Pay attention to it. When you get on another person, check out what's underneath your hands. Notice what's the same, notice what's different. And that's how you begin to understand a lot more of what's going on. Now, because there's a quadrant thing going on here, I'm going to work the muscle and stuff down in this direction. This is more of a superficial directional thing. And then here as well. And then the same thing over here. This is a little bit deeper than normal draining, but I'm still doing it because there is a deeper system. And it's just a good directional thing to do. And taking it around again. When you get down into the bladder area, you want to lighten up as you go across there. It's like just brushing across the top of it. There's also a vibration that you can do, which is starting at the ascending colon and just vibrating. These vibrational techniques are a little tricky because it takes a fair amount of coordination. We're going to go around the bend here and down the descending colon. There we go. Okay. And there's another little trick that's really fun to do. It's called a recoil. And I'll just show you this recoil. It's actually doing everything backwards, but its purpose is quite profound. Your hand will be placed right on that quadrant crossing area or the navel. Now normally things are flowing in a clockwise direction, but what you're going to do is you're going to integrate your hand with the abdomen, and you're going to put that energetic connection there, as well as a very light physical connection without a lot of pressure. Once you engage your hand, it kind of feels like it's stuck there, like a magnetic type of a pull. You begin to move the hand in a counterclockwise direction. And what you're going to feel, and you're going to have to pay close attention to this, is you're going to feel like the entire system underneath my hand all the way to the back is turning with it. So you just hold it there and you let that catch up to it, and you feel it go all the way through. And you continue to do that and hold. If it starts to slip under your hands, you just stop and let the tissue catch up with it. You continue to rotate. I've got her well held under my hand, and you can see my hand has gone a bit of a distance. And then when it goes as far as it can go and you don't feel like it's going to twist anymore, which it's still twisting. Okay, when it's there, it's about ready to stop. Then you just hold it in that stop position. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm inserting a lot of energy through the palm of my hand. And I can always tell when I do that because it has a very different feel to it. And I'm giving her a little bit more chance to bend in further. And then you stop when it's stopping, and you just apply keeping the pressure about the same, but push energy in. And then you recoil it by coming off real quickly. And that snaps it all back, and you get a real soft feeling after that. You can do that also on muscles in different areas too, but it's especially fun to do on the abdominal part of the body. It seems to just kind of shake up everything in there and turn things in a different direction. It seems as if when it goes in the opposite direction and it's able to spring back, that it seems like it stimulates everything underneath it. It does have a different quality to what it feels like after you do a recoil. So that's something else you can play with, but pay close attention. Pay attention to what your hands are doing. Pay attention to what's under your hands. Don't get it in your head, get it into your hands. Keep your head out of it. Just let your head go into it, just so that you know where you are on the body and what the structures are. But other than that, don't let your head try to figure anything out. Just follow what the body's doing. Okay, so there's a little bit more abdominal work with a few other little tricks in there. So there you go. Please let me know if this is something that's been beneficial for you. This is Athena Jezik in Austin, Texas.